What's going on, guys? We're back. European predictions and recap. Recap of week 2. Predictions of week 3. Let's get the show on the road. I obviously wasn't on the desk for this day. My voice just completely died. If you want to hear that story, we did it on a previous video talking about Rlcs schedule change at the end. But let's just get into the games. Let's go over what happened. Newsflash: Flakes is really good on any car whatsoever. He throws out the gizmo for this series and does it incredibly well. And things are breaking. Okay, not breaking anymore. Endpoint: I'm concerned. This number one offense everyone is touting, and I keep seeing it. In YouTube comments, Reddit. People are super high on this team, but I'm just like, it's not the rival series anymore, guys. It's not the rival series. It's going to be a lot harder to score. Obviously, the first game, they score a lot of goals. This whole series, Ronicky gets a little squishy ceiling shot there. They score a lot of goals in that first game. They had all the pressure in the world. Or, I'm sorry. I can't remember if they had all the pressure in the world or none of the pressure in the world. I have to go back and watch the overtime. It was a hectic day. I think I'm remembering that right, where they had a lot of pressure. They just couldn't put one in the back of the net. I could be misremembering. I'll have to look back. But still, game 1, you got to win it. You don't. After that, they score 1 goal in 2 games. And it's just like, ugh, very concerning for this team. But on the other side, Flakes looking great. Devo got involved this week, which is much better. And, Barca, a team that was like a very good team last season, continues to be a very good team, even without Bluey. Maybe just a better mentality across the board for the team. And Flakes finally showing that he's really good at Rocket League. He didn't really get to show that on Complexity, but he's shown it here. And Flakes has definitely been one of the front runners, I would say, for maybe an MVP right now. Obviously, it's super early, and, it depends on your matchups. Barcelona really hasn't played anyone that hard yet, or Barca, I should say, with Veloce and Endpoint. But still, it was good luck for them to get a 3-0. That's always good to get a 3-0. It's the first 3-0. It's the only 3-0 so far throughout Europe. Very good for game differential. And what happened last season? Well, Barca, they clinched a playoff spot because of their game differential. It was so good, even with their record being so bad at the time. So, there we go. Nice clean double tap by Flakes. It's just like, they look good. They looked incredibly good. But Endpoint, definitely concerned right now. I don't think, they're going into next week. They're going to play Monaco. Basically, they're rivals throughout the rival series, and it doesn't look good for them. Next up, Veloce TSM. So actually, during the series, I walked back to the hotel and got my laptop, and so I could help with player of the day and all that stuff. I saw some of it on my phone, but overall, I came back and Cash was like, "Don't worry about it. You missed the most boring series we've seen this season," and that's kind of how these series go for Veloce. It's kind of how they go. When it is an ugly series, Veloci's going to win it. Just how it is. And where's this TSM that these pros are talking about? Where is it? They scored 1 goal. All the pros are like, oh, yeah, TSM top 5 team, or, playoff team. And it's just like, I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. They look bad for the games I did see. I'll have to go back and watch. Veloce didn't look that much better, to be fair. It was just like, they won. Sure. So, 2 teams that are like, it's a big win for Veloce, but I don't think anyone is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy some stock in Veloce right now. But these are the series that they win, so hats off to them. Next up, Singularity versus Vitality. Singularity, the 10th ranked team in the pro power rankings. 10th, number 10, double digits, takes down Vitality. The team 1 goal away from a world championship. The number 2 rated team by the pros in Europe. A lot of shot inaccuracy from Vitality, but a lot of big plays coming out of Singularity as well. Nolly hitting bangers. Though, some big saves. And then Godsmiller was the one where oh yeah, Godsmiller, I feel like he's maybe a little bit mechanically behind, whatever. It's what you could kind of see sometimes. But then he pulls out the flip reset, double touch, pool shot, goal on who else but Keita? The king of European Rocket League. Wow. What a series by Singularity. Huge win for them. And not a good sign for Vitality, right, so far. It's a relatively high-scoring series. Like, I do feel like if Vitality and Singularity played again, Vitality would win. But, sorry for the coughs. 3 overtimes, and Singularity won all 3. Vitality, though, put up at least 2 goals in games 2 through 5, and still lost 2 of those. So Vitality was okay. It was like, but they had chances to close them out and they couldn't. But I think one of these roster moves that we're going to talk about as we continue here, that's if things go wrong, is Vitality. Well, why'd you get rid of your best player in Scrub Killer? You know, I think that's what those question marks are going to be. Scrub obviously didn't have a great week either, but we'll get to that in a second. Next up, Dignitas versus Monaco. Dignitas pretty clean here. I don't think it was anything too terrible across the board. Monaco, after game 1, they only scored 1 goal in the last 3 games. Dignitas is really good. Astral's really good. Von Pan is really good. Yukio's pretty good. Yukio didn't have to show as much this week, but as long as he's playing well, which he is, then Dignitas is one of the best teams in Europe. So that's all he's got to do. Just play well. And then, like, Astral gets, like, 1 or 2 of those, like, pop-off goals. Violent Panda feeds 1 or 2 extra goals more than normal. And this team is number 1 in Europe. Simple as that. But Dig, very good defensive team last season. They're doing it again so far, at least in this series. So, good for them. Monaco, on the other hand, have to bounce back next week. Very important game versus Endpoint. But, like, I don't know. It was more of a Dignitas series than anything. Look at that play by Nolly. Look at that play. Come on. Nolly, player of the day. Easy. Right here. Kate up. Pretty poor touch, but Nolly, look at that. Look at that landed on Alpha. Could have put that in top plays if we wanted to. By God. Took him out. Like, I just want to see these goals. Because we were watching in the back. We were also kind of just rooting for Singularity. Because, you know, you always root for the underdog. When it's a big underdog matchup or something. Why not? It's fun. But we're not going to watch all these goals because it's a lot of goals. Well, we will watch them, but we're going to continue to talk here. Next up, Reciprocity versus Mouse Sports. Reciprocity, man. I think the only concern was this cannot be a Shawset only team, and I really feel like it's not a Shawset only team right now. Fruity making some great zero boost plays, bringing the ball down the line, and like Ferris still looking really, really solid. And Shawset's doing his thing when he needs to. But this is what you need from a team like this, because you can't have a team solely based on one player, because that player will get shut down once in a while. He can't do everything every single time. But Reciprocity, pretty clean. Across the board, Mouse. I don't know. Like, I think it was hard for them. I think they were trying to find stuff. I don't know. Like, this series, I think, is a throwaway a little bit. Not much really went their way. Reciprocity kind of took it to them, but I'm going to go back because I have to go back and watch a lot of these. Because I was watching, but, you know, also doing figuring out logistics. I want to see a little bit more from what Mouse did wrong in the series. I didn't get to see maybe as much as I wanted to, but it's a good look for Rec. It's definitely a good look for Rec. Moving on. We're going to go over our predictions for Dignitas Singularity and the rest of the games for week 3. So this is a big week for Singularity. They got their big win versus Vitality. Now, what do you do to improve on that? Well, you take out Dignitas and Mouse Sports. That's what you do. How do you improve on that? You take out Dignitas and Mouse Sports. 2 of the other top 4 teams. One thing that's great for Singularity after this week, they've played what many consider the top 4 of Europe, which is fantastic. After this, much easier schedule for them for the rest of the way. So if they can even go 2-2 at this point, that'll look great to make playoffs. 1-3 is still pretty good, but, you know, they want at least 2. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to open up with a sweep for Dig. And I think that sweep will actually help Mouse out later as well, because I think it'll hurt Singularity to try and come back and play another one right after. But I'm going to go sweep because I think Dignitas is a really solid team right now. Very good defensively. And when they have the space and they get those 3-man passing plays, it's been working out. Now, to be fair, this singularity looked really good as we're watching right now. But I think it's like, can you replicate it? And I'm going to go with the sweep for Dig. I don't think that they'll be able to replicate it right away. Next up, Monaco endpoint. I'm going to go 3-1 here for Monaco. I think I've liked what I've seen from Monaco more than Endpoint. And I think Endpoint overall, all three have been kind of flat. I think Extra's played pretty well. I think Ignite has played pretty decently too. They could have beat Mouse that first week, but a lot of mistakes. I just think Monaco is a better team. It's the playoff final where Monaco did win it as well. And I think they'll do it again here. I'm going to go 3-1. Next up, Mouse and Singularity. I'm going to go 3-1 for Mouse. I think Mouse... we'll get a little bit of a benefit if Dignitas does do well against Singularity for Singularity to try and come back and perform in back-to-back series. It'll be the first time that they have to deal with that. And I don't think they will. I think Mouse will take that as well. Mouse needs that win, I feel like, because Mouse is one of those teams where kind of slipping a little bit, but at the same time, you could be like, well, they played Rec, right? So... what better way to be like, no, guys, don't worry. We're fine. Just Rec's really good is to take out Singularity, who just beat Vitality. Next up, Vitality TSM. I'm going to go on the no faith train of TSM, like I've been saying for this whole season. And I'm going to continue that. I don't think TSM's all that good. Actually, I'm going to go 3-0. I don't think they have enough offensive output to do anything on that team. And they will lose 3-0 to Vitality. Next up, Rec. Veloce. Big series here for Veloce. They bounced back after the Barcelona loss to beat TSM. You know, kind of like the veterans, the peers of that area. But if they want to bump up into that top four conversation, beating teams like Rec would be the way to do it. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think Rec's the better team. I'll go 3-1. I think Veloce can take one of those games. There's the Godsmilla double tap, pull shot. Oh, man. Right off the kickoff. He gets it. Boom. Not really double tap, I guess. It's a flip, reset, pull shot, double tap. I guess is how you'd call it. But they get the win. Absolutely nutty. What a play. What a play by Godsmill. On his birthday, too. That's crazy. Next up, Vitality and Barca. Barca's coming in hot. Vitality's coming in a little bit flat. It's going to be an interesting one where, like, sure, like, Alpha was on the team last season, but it's like, here's what Barca keeps losing, you know? They keep losing these MVPs, or at least last time they chose. First season, they did not choose it. Alpha left them to go on to play with a different team. And then after that, Barca kind of became their own little beast. Even though they didn't make Worlds last time, they did look pretty good outside of Champions Field. I think that Champions Field curse seems to be over. We'll see if that continues, but this one's tough. I feel like the popular bet, or like the I can't think of the word. Like the in the moment bet would be to bet against Vitality versus Barca. But I think Vitality is a better team than Barca still. So I'm going to go Vitality. Like, I know it's like, all right, yeah, what we've seen so far, maybe you could choose it. And it would be like, you know, cool, I get to pick against Vitality for a series here. I don't think this is that one. Especially coming off the warm-up game at TSM. The only way is if TSM slows down and makes that series incredibly boring for Vitality, that they forget that they have to play faster than that when they have to play Barca, and they lose because of that. So TSM, by playing so poorly, could help Barca, but I doubt it. So I hope I joke a little bit about TSM. I hope they bounce back a little bit more, but last week was not a great sight. But yeah, here's my predictions. Let me know what your predictions are in the YouTube comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't watch as heavily to have better recaps. I still have to do some notes here and there. I'm trying to get over this cold and do all that stuff. So my apologies there. But it's going to be a good week. Going to be a good European week. We got some juicy matchups-ish. Like, I think Vitality Barca is pretty juicy. Trying to think. There is no top 4, what I consider top 4, you're playing each other. But this week got so much juicier because of Team Singularity, because they beat Vitality. Let's say Vitality claps them 3-0. Then this week, not that great, honestly. Because Singularity plays twice, Vitality plays twice. But I think it's pretty interesting now that Vitality just lost, Singularity just won, that like it kind of spices it up a little bit more. It could be a little bit more interesting to see, do they bounce back? Does Singularity continue their momentum? Yada, yada. So I think it'll be a fun week. So definitely check out the games this Sunday. Sunday. Be a good time. Hopefully me and Leaf can both be on the desk for a European series or a European day. Would be fantastic. But me and him are allergic to bad Rocket League, I guess, as Leaf would say, because he thinks his bold prediction is Europe will be good again. But that's it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.